Hello, my name is Abe. Welcome back to Dead Cells. Did a couple of brutality runs yesterday, and I think today I would love to do something that's not brutality. I'll take survival. I'm thinking maybe a little tactics could be kind of fun. We don't have any tactics in our amulet, but that's okay. Dude, explosive crossbow early. You know, I kind of just like that to get through the first floor, because it's just a solid piece of equipment, but so is the infantry bow. We could just use infantry bow with the turret and with the extra fire from the fire bottle, because I don't really like the egg or the door here, although there is a synergy between the door and the crowbar, which is funny because the door is tactics and the crowbar is brutality. You would think that the door would also be brutality, but that would, I don't know, maybe that would make it a little bit too easy or a little bit too situational, because you would have to have the crowbar for the door to actually synergize at all. So what do we take here? I think I'm gonna go for an early crossbow, just for the first floor, and then after the ooh, poison. After the first couple of floors here, we'll try to find maybe another tactic piece of equipment that we can take with us, but I think it is such a solid first floor take that I am absolutely fine with it right now. Thank you very much. Let's see this door in action. Ready? Okay, I don't know what that did for me. I used the door incorrectly, but it did still do like okay work for us, I guess. Hey. I gotta remember that you can open the door with bumper. Usually I don't open the doors. Dude, we could go survival on this one. Let's go tactics. I gotta remember that you can open the door, which means you can open the door. And then when you're on the other side of the door, close it, and then by closing the door, you can reuse it. I constantly forget about that. Hey. And I think enemies will also, because we're on BC, like, what, 3+? Enemies will teleport if you're on the other side of the fake door. Maybe I'd like to find an enemy just to verify that it is actually the case. Yeah, there they go. I knew that was gonna happen. So yeah, not like a 10 out of 10 effective here, but it's weird, it's funny, it's interesting, and not good, and I'm gonna be definitely looking to replace this door very quickly. Very situational door, yeah. You know what would be fun? Well, I don't know, because it kind of fits thematically with the game, because it is so interesting to just literally toss down a door to get a stun off or to enable, I guess, damage synergies with like one item in the game, because like it's really just the crowbar, right? But whenever I think of like a door item in a video game, I always think of, there's like a D&D spell that's like something's hidden door. When you use the hidden door, all of the enemies in the room think that you go through the door and then they can't see you, but really you're just invisible temporarily. So like, the door could also make you go invisible, and that would be thematically, you know, in relation to that D&D item of the hidden door. And then also being invisible means maybe you can actually get more value out of the door. But also, you know, just again, because the enemies teleport, it's not like the door saves you that much on this BC level. Otherwise, if it was on a lower BC level, the door would act as a physical barrier that's impassable by the enemies. Anywho, we'll take this instead. There's another reason, I guess, why I don't really like the door that much, and it's a similar reason to why I don't really like items such as Corrupted Power, which is, it might be like an interesting, unique support item, but if it doesn't do direct damage, I'd rather have something else. You could say that it enables other damage synergies, like it enables you to have electric damage or poison damage or fire damage or something. Arboretum. But what it doesn't do is damage right now. You know, Corrupted Power plus 50% bonus damage. Okay, or I could just have a turret that also does damage. It does another type of damage that I might not need to be there in order to enable. And I could still find a turret that creates a poison cloud to enable a poison synergy, or lights enemies on fire to create a fire synergy. I can still find synergies. You know, we'll definitely hold this in the backpack. Let me look at that. It's good damage, but we'll keep the crossbow. Yeah, like Corrupted Power, it has a negative, but is the positive good enough? You know, plus 50% damage, it's not like that's gonna synergize with poison damage. It doesn't increase the amount of dots that you do. So it's only the direct physical damage that you apply. But I'd much rather just have something else that can do damage on its own. It might be a little bit more valuable than a grenade, but like a cat, a serenade, a turret, those probably, they can probably increase your damage by 50%, in theory. Unless you're going balls to the wall with one item, like, oh, I have something that does quad damage. That I would like to improve by 50%, sure. You know, I can understand going all in on one particular piece of equipment, but. The door is a reliable stun enemy separator. It's not even that reliable though. Every time I use the door, I feel like I throw it too far. Oh, you should have been dead. I feel like whenever I try to use the door, it always, there you go. It always gets thrown to the other side of enemies, which really just means that I'm using it incorrectly probably, but. It does have that little wonkiness in deployment. Deployment. There we go, careful. It's a lot of money. I'm just now remembering why, because it's incentivized. So we should be getting a lot of cash. Also, I'm really enjoying lately, don't turn around. I'm really enjoying lately the red outlines on secrets, but I have to wonder if it's costing me in the long term. Like I'm gonna get too used to it and I'm not gonna be looking for the secrets myself. I've turned on easy mode and now it's gonna be too easy. Hey, come here. There you go. Extra jump and damage from projectiles reduced 75%. Man, on that Dracula run that we did recently, I was really missing that extra jump. I think that would have saved my ass. Also, hello, welcome, Valerie, Hillary. What's going on? What's going on? See, like Sydney Slicer. Shots leave a trail of flames. There we go. We've got a burn synergy built right in. You love to see it. And we could have kept the Corrupted Power to inflict oil, which would have given us burning oil, but you know, we'll get some more items in the future. Wow, I hate this. It's a Tonfus too, isn't it? Ugh. I really don't want to take a Tonfus. I mean, the damage isn't even that good, and it's gonna be a level 6, which is not enough damage for the later game. So yeah, it's you know, I'll learn the Tonfus at some point, maybe. But right now that is there's another one. Right now, that's not good enough. Thank you. Cannon. 2 extra jumps. I guess that would have been better than the one that we currently have, so I should not have so quickly gotten rid of it, but we have bonus jumps. 1 bonus jump is pretty much as good as 2 for the most part. Oh God. The game is very kind to you when you accidentally run up a wall like that. I was gonna say when you wall run up like that. It's very kind. Because they could very easily kill you for that. And you would agree with them. You'd be like, yeah, you know what? Fair. You couldn't complain. You're the one who ran up the damn wall. Marksman's bow. 1500 DPS on the long range crit. Explosive crossbow is still probably a little bit better because this is a very situational crit, while the explosive crossbow is not situational. You just get the crits. You have a weapon that you just recently started enjoying, says Hank Bob. A little while back, I used the blood sword and oiled sword. Realized that those are actually pretty decent. Thought that maybe they would be a little bit underpowered, but they weren't. Had a few runs with the Star Pew. Not like a 10 out of 10, but I'm starting to learn situationally when they're appropriate. So yeah, you know, I'm learning, getting used to other items. There was one run in particular I had recently where it was an item that I had never really taken before, but I started to appreciate it. It was a bone. If I get an opportunity to go for a bone run one of these days, I think I would like to try that from the beginning, like from an early brutality run, take the bone. Haven't had an opportunity, but it does seem like it could be pretty interesting. Unfortunately, Scarecrow Sickles will never actually be used. I'll never find those to be useful. Hey, Arcatraz, welcome. Oh, hey, look, a stream. Oh, hey, look, the same thing I do every day. Play Dead Cells. There's some good items here. Magic Missile, Nerves of Steel. That damage is pretty damn good. Doesn't have piercing, but we can get piercing, and Magic Missile has piercing, but not as much damage, but double damage on burning oil. And Star Fury has Toxic Cloud. I think we'll probably buy that Nerves before we leave. You weren't when I stopped in after work yesterday, says Arcatraz. Oh yeah, I stopped a little early yesterday just because I had things to take care of. I don't really want to stop early today, but I've got to admit I kind of had a bit of a stomach ache earlier today. So we'll see how I'm feeling. When will you play Broforce? I got a code the other day for yet another one of those games, Vampire Survivors, Broforce-esque. I should really take a look at it. I just haven't because I'm lazy. Crossbow-matic. Shots pierce an inflammable oil. Over the cannon? Yeah, I can take that over the cannon because it synergizes by enabling burning oil. I think that's okay. We're not quite at enough damage. Don't you even dare. Really? Really? Oh, thank you. We're not quite at enough damage to one shot, but we're getting very close. I know what Broforce is. You don't have to tell me. Oh, wait, no, I don't... For a second... Oh my god, you said Broforce. No. You were, hold on. A couple of things, okay? First of all, Oleg was talking to Hank Bob, not me. Second of all, they said, when will you play Bro? Which might be, hey, when are you gonna play? Or when are you gonna play Broforce? But also, I, in my head, thought that what you meant by bro was not Broforce, it was Brotato, but I called it the wrong game because Broforce is that action-y bro game that was getting a DLC or a sequel, or I actually forget what it was, but I saw the announcement for that the other day. Anyways, so there you go. My brain was mixing up a few things. I still don't know if what Oleg was talking about, though. Get out of here. Okay. Anyways, I'm caught up. I hope. Please don't confuse the streamer. I would appreciate that. Please do not confuse him. He's easily confused. Man, come on, I don't speak English to understand you pretty well. Oh, sorry, I don't mean to confuse you. Just lots of bros. Bro. Hey, bro. Hey, bro. I never did like Broforce. It's not because of the attitude of the game, like I don't care. It's just that gameplay itself just seemed a little lacking. Money. Wasn't maybe as involved as I would otherwise like. He confuses himself. See, that's why I don't need anyone's help with the confusal. It leans heavily on its humor. It leans heavily on its humor is a good way of describing it, but the problem is it doesn't really even have good humor. Oh, everything's called bro, and it's very action-y. Okay, yeah, that's not gonna get old anytime soon. No, I don't want to go to the ramparts today. I went to the ramparts yesterday and it sucked. So, like if it leans too heavily into its humor, it's not enough to compensate for it still kind of having a bit of a lacking overall gameplay. But I know a lot of people very, very much enjoyed it. And I guess a lot of people enjoyed it enough that they were like, hey, we're gonna make a, again, I forget if it's a DLC or a sequel, but we're gonna make more. I watch Potato every so often. Trying to learn to enjoy the stream, says Arcatraz. I watch Potato every so often, trying to learn to enjoy the streams. What? Whose streams? You're watching someone else play Potato? Hold on. There we go. One of these days, I still want to go check out, what was it? It was, 20 minutes, right? Because that actually got a full release. If you like the Expendables, you'll like Broforce. I don't think I ever actually watched the Expendables, if I can actually not stumble over my words for 2 goddamn seconds. All right, we're gonna get a better weapon. This is, it's kind of double DPS to take the Nerves of Steel. Is this a Mimic? It is not a Mimic. So we'll take Nerves. We're gonna sell Yield Crossbow, and oh, hey, look at this. I still have a blowgun. It blows. Get it? Magic Missile is very good for aiming. But I don't think we need to buy another piece of equipment. I think our equipment is fine. I do like the firebrand for creating burning, rather. Means that we'll basically always be able to roll a burn synergy just by having the firebrand, not firegrand. Shoots an arrow, so it's a little bit more likely to get that early kill. Can enable burning oil synergies very easily, but we have the blowgun, but we don't need it. Yeah, you know, I think just putting this in the backpack for later is acceptable. We're spending a little cash, but I think it's a good amount of cash to spend. Say the stiletto does have double damage, but we don't need it. Segas Jr. says, now that I'm thinking about it, Magic Missile is probably insane with quad damage. It didn't have quad damage, did it? I don't think it did. But Magic Missile is very, very good because it can aim in any direction. It doesn't just shoot straight. It'll shoot pretty much perfectly upwards, perfectly downwards, and anywhere in between. As a result, you're landing your shots. It's consistent damage, even if it might be a little bit lower than other weapons. So Magic Missile is very good, and very good for certain bosses, like the Watcher in particular. So Arcatraz says, several streamers I watch gasp stream Brotato pretty often. I really don't like the survivor types, so trying to develop a taste for them. I mean, I would personally just recommend 20 minutes because I think that's way more interesting. The Watcher? The Timekeeper? Who are these? Don't worry about it. Shots pierce, double damage, burning oil, nerves of steel. We can roll that for a long time. And we do have the turrets providing that synergy. What do we like here? Do we like Point Blank or Tranquility? Weirdly enough, Tranquility does work for DOTs. So plus 30% poison or fire or bleed damage if we're not near enemies. Could also go support since we do have a lot of turrets we're going to be firing, or Point Blank if we want to get up close and personal. But support actually does have the higher damage increase. Networking is also kind of tempting because if we just use the blowgun, we can get a lot of damage applied to a lot of different units, which should really, really help with killing things. But, you know, I'm thinking about later fights, and specifically we're going to be going up against bosses. I would much rather have support and Point Blank for those, especially on the nest, which I imagine we're going to be going and fighting at some point. So I think we'll go support first. Hey Mud, welcome. Taco Sunday says, why force yourself to develop a taste for crap genre, although Brotato is at least funny? Is it though? Smoke bomb. Just invisible of attack. It's got such a long cooldown though. Smoke bomb is pretty good though. This is a long hallway. Ah, but no enemies. Thank you. The poison DPS only lasts for 2 seconds, so it's not incredible. No! Oh my god, I just literally dodge rolled in the wrong direction. Well, that very nearly killed me. Just literally pointed my character in the wrong direction when I hit the button. Also, don't forget you've got a different weapon too. Whoa. Okay. Relax, we're okay. Whoops. Chill out. What you dying for? The curse, really. That's the answer. Hey, Maxwell, welcome. How's everyone doing today? So far, so good. Feel like we've got a decent tactics run building up here. Now it's, you know, it's my run to lose at this point. Whoa. No, get out of here. No one likes you. Get your lasers out of here. A spite sword. Not exactly something I was interested in. That was bad timing on my shots. Oh, missed it. The blowgun really doesn't do that much damage unless you backstab. And it doesn't really have that much ammo. It's not an amazing weapon. I didn't take it to be an amazing weapon. I took it just to give me something I can toss out for extra damage. Blowgun blows. It does kind of blow, doesn't it? It'll get better though, maybe. I'll eat the food too. We're on the path where we tend to get a lot of melees anyways. Invisible, damage from projectile reduction. I really don't like getting rid of the extra jumps. I've learned my lesson. Back when I did the Dracula fight and I got rid of my amulet that gave me bonus jumps. Maybe only legendary. The legendary is double DOT stacks, right? That's not like that amazing though. Because the DOT really isn't that strong. Thank you. Might as well take a second. Well, that was a little scary. Might as well take a second and get the extra melee's reduction from killing that enemy. How did you not hit me? Okay, well this one is just literally better, but how did you not hit me? Good God. That's gonna hurt. I really didn't think you would hit me like 3 more times off of that combo, but you did. Unfortunately, I ate the food on the floor too, so we're not healing. Oh, that was a nasty hit to take there at the end. It was a bad engagement. All right, we've already done Ossuary Sewers and Morass Path, so let's go fight Nest. So we're not gonna rely on burning, but oh well. Poison bow is better in every way, IMO. What the heck is poison bow? Just like a bow that poisons? Or do you mean the carbine? Or the alchemical pistol? Whatever the heck it's called, I never remember. It's a pretty good item though. Because we're, no, we need damage. We don't need to take astronomy. So we're gonna take, carbine. But the carbine is the one that pierces, right? So it's not, it's legendary on poison, I guess. Yeah, or poison on legendary. We need something. Acrobata pack, no. I think we just want point blank. Green flask? Which one's green flask? Extended healing? I think I just want point blank. If we're fighting the nest boss, more damage up close is probably what we're looking for. Why no owl? I've explained it before, but I don't like the owl unless I'm trying to like no-hit a boss, because the owl, if you get hit, has like a 20-second cooldown, but if you get hit, that's when you need the owl. Get out of here. This bow in the first slot so useless. What, Nerves of Steel? Oh my god, no. Nerves of Steel is like one of the best bows. Nerves of Steel is incredibly high damage output. Get out of here. There we go. Owl's the best. I mean, I have been coming around on the owl a little bit, but I still can't get around the idea, though, of the owl. It incentivizes perfect play, because if you ever get hit, the owl goes away. But if you ever get hit, that's when you would want the owl the most, because you need the owl to help you. You need it to shoot enemies and do some damage, so you're kind of just shooting yourself in the foot, I feel. If you're going for flawlesses, then it doesn't matter, because, you know, if you're going for flawlesses, theoretically you don't need the owl to kill the boss. But that extra damage could help you to kill the boss faster. Now maybe you could say the same thing about for any enemy, any combat in this game. Like, oh, just you know, don't get hit. Then you won't need it. You won't need anything to help you, you know. Oh, take the owl and then just not get hit ever. You'll be fine. Yeah, okay, it's a good theory. Hard to do that in practice. Where is our path up? Why are you dressed up as a ghost wizard? You got a problem with that? Third hit crit bow is my favorite, says Maxwell. That's, is that bow and infinite arrows? One, two, three. I feel like that's bow and infinite arrows. 3-hit crit sword, or 3-hit crit bow. Get up there. Other pets are just, oh, sometimes they don't attack. Owl is always on spot. I mean, I actually kind of feel the opposite. I feel like the owl sometimes is like hovering in a wall and then it stops attacking enemies, but the Serenade always seems to want to get in there. And the enemies also don't aggro to the Serenade, which is really nice. Toxic Sewers Owl, says Hank Bab. Yeah, like, anytime there's a lot of walls, the owl, I can't seem to get in there and do damage, but the Serenade always wants to hit things. Maybe it's just, you know, that's the Serenade's style. So aggressive. All right, kill them all. Kill them all. Let the king sort them out. I see you. No. Hold on. Where'd you go? No. You gotta go. I will kill them when given the opportunity so they don't kill me later. Serenade's on spot, but if you don't keep changing hands, it'll go away. You've got 30 seconds, though. It's pretty easy to do. This is better. The thing is with the Serenade, there's a benefit to changing hands with the Serenade because the damage you get out of it is absurd. That's the reason why you want to do it. This should not be the cursed chest, except it is a cursed chest, which means that there's 2 cursed chests, is that right? We'll see. For now, though, we'll deal with this curse. We could take Oven Axe instead of a bow for the boss fight. That's something we could do. There's always ups and downs with pets. Yeah, that's the thing, and that's what I like. Mentioning stuff that I've said in the past, I like how in this game, Dead Cells, you can play how you want with equipment that you like. There's so much, so many options and opportunities. Oh, thank you. Gotta be a little careful here. I don't remember if there were any enemies alive. Oh, there's you. Oh. Ah, there's you guys. Okay, and then there's you. Okay, and then there's you. 2 remaining. Except biters, they suck. Yeah, biters, they can eat a fire. Good. I was very surprised to see 2 purple guys in the same, oh, there's our other chest. Very surprised to see those 2 purple guys, but, you know, they're dead. There's a meat skewer. I'd rather go Oven Axe on the boss rather than meat skewer. Rare fix. Oh, the heal? We won't really use the heal much anyways. Okay, so here's, I want that there. I want this here. And then the thinking is get these enemies up and then break that. Break this. What are you doing? Where are you going? You can't go anywhere. No matter where you go, you're dead. See ya. +3 survival, no thank you. Really should have had the turrets out, but you don't need the turrets when you're fighting the second one of those. 2 curse in the same place. Well, so the second curse chest that we saw was supposed to be there. It's a guaranteed. That's just how the floor works. Extra jump, 75% damage reduction, 41,000, 22,000 or 2,200 HP. Yeah, taking this amulet gives us an extra almost double HP. We will keep this one. The damage. That's the reason why you do like having the blowgun, but if you're shooting enemies in the face, it's pretty pointless, which means it's pointless against the boss. That's what the nerves is for, though. So we're done. We've killed everything. We have killed everything, man. This biome, Ossuary Sanctuary. So there's a guaranteed cursed chest in the morass, and the ossuary, and the graveyard, and fractured shrines, and slumbering sanctuary. Those are your guaranteed cursed chest floors. The only one here that does not have one is Stilt Village, but Sanctuary, Graveyard, and Fractured all have a guaranteed. Check out the shops before we get out of here. You know, Barnacle Trap, we can get the poison happening pretty much constantly. And so that'll do more damage on poison targets, which does seem pretty decent. Could be a Mimic. It is not. I think at this point we could also drop the Sinew Slicer. But it gives us bleeding, which will synergize with the extra damage on the Barnacle Trap. Sepulcher. Yes, Sepulcher. Did I say Sepulcher? I think I said Sepulcher. I missed it. I forgot that. Yeah, Sepulcher. But there's not one in the cavern, there's not one in the clock, and there's not one in the level before the Scarecrow, whatever it's called. So yeah, I forgot that one. I think the Barnacle Trap is totally fine. I think we'll replace the Sinew Slicer. We're not gonna need the burning oil, and so that gives us a lot of time to get it somewhere else. Oh, look, biters. Dun dun dun. There's something to be said for the lightning trap, because it could do quite a lot of damage and electrify, and those will be crits, but I think I'm happy. All right, let's skedaddle. If you use the damned aspect, there's a chance to get 3 cursed chests on those biomes. I don't use aspects. Oh, right, I was gonna check out that oven axe. 8215. The DPS is good, but why not just keep the bow? That way we don't have to worry about like fiddling with the inventory and having a big, slow, heavy weapon like this. Just, you know, use the bow. It's what I'm building around anyways, and I think I have point blank as well, right? So, yeah, we'll recycle it, but it is good in theory for this fight, because this fight doesn't really require too much speed. Let's give it a go. And we have the Firebrand in our backpack, which we can use to enable burning oil if we want it after this biome. That being said, we could reroll into poison, and then we could try to roll poison synergies. We have 1 poison, well, we don't have plus poison damage on anything except the Barnacle Trap. And it's not even plus poison, it's just it crits. I don't know what's better for Nerves of Steel, Point Blank, or Tranquility. It's all very much dependent on how you're engaging. For this boss, I tend to engage it up close and personal, so Point Blank is definitely better than Tranquility. But if you were using something like the Blowgun, Tranquility would probably work fine, because it would buff the poison damage that you're doing. And of course, if you were using something like Marksman's Bow, Tranquility seems pretty decent. The real question is, do I want to reroll the nerves to try to get plus poison? Crits up, and then more damage at max HP? I think that's good enough so I don't have to spend as much money. You know what? That seems very nice. So we're gonna be occasionally applying poison to get damage from Barnacle and Crossbow-matic. Yeah. Oleg says, I tried to play with traps, but I think they're so useless on bosses, especially when you play at 5 BC. Again, it's just very dependent on the boss that you fight. If you're fighting Clock Boss, traps are insanely good. Like a heavy turret and then like a couple of bear traps can annihilate the Clock Boss. Pretty good against Scarecrow as well, because they spend a lot of their time on the ground. But you're not gonna want like a cannon trap for the giant. That's not gonna work. Don't move. Oh, you dummy. This is gonna hurt. God! I didn't realize that that would be so delayed. I gotta just look for the exclamation mark. I always just look at the tentacle and I try to time it off the top of my head, but it never works. That time I did it. The thing that always screws me up is the boss is so big, I never know where to look for the exclamation mark, because it only appears in one place on that boss's head. Double crossbow-matic 9. Trail of Flames and spreads oil. That's really good. I think I'm just gonna take that. Because I know that you can, dude, that's pretty good as well for the backpack. In fact, I really like the idea of, from this point on, we can easily transition into a burning oil synergy, put the Medusa's head in the backpack, bring the firebrands out, start using those, and then we can re-roll for the acrobata pack, and then we can fire Medusa's head. Because it will freeze enemies that it hits at this point. That is, that is pretty good, I think. So get the Medusa's head, get that in the backpack. And we've done this build before, but it works very well. But yeah, raises up one claw, and then it's either comes out fast or it does the Dark Souls, not the Dark Souls, it does the Elden Ring thing of wind up, wind up, wind up. And then something in your head snaps and you're just like, huh, 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 dodge roll, huh, huh, huh. So we want that, and we want that. Very low damage, but that's okay. And then we want support, because we got a lot of turrets. Yeah, that's what it is, though. It's Elden Ring timing. Like, the build-up is so long for some of the boss attacks, and it's like, oh, come on. I think we could probably fight full DLC route. Go fight the Scarecrow. I haven't fought him recently, so let's do that. But yes, I need to pay more attention to where that exclamation mark appears on that boss fight, because that's the important part. I think I would have a much higher result, much more accurate results on that fight if I was just better at that dodge roll. I feel like specifically I take some of my damage. Like half of my damage on that fight comes from one tentacle out of the ground. I can't see the other half of the damage I take on that fight. Dude, that's pretty good. Is not getting the timing of that very specific attack down, which I guess is just proof that it's well designed, I guess. Did they fix door for Scarecrow, door in Tesla? I don't know what that means. Goodbye. Really? What do you mean, did they fix door for Tesla? I don't know, I heard that Teslas had some door problems, but I didn't know it was that bad. Can I get him? I don't know. It is very fun to do that. Just get that out of the way. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Boss kept running in front of the door. My big bugs with... Oh, I thought that was an elite. My big bugs with the Scarecrow fight are either the size being backwards, which is very annoying if you're trying to block him. And then the other thing is that I had a bug once with the Scarecrow where he was hovering in the air and not on the ground where he should be when he's trying to run into you and attack you with his scythe directly. He was in the air. And then I had another problem with him at one point where he was under the ground doing the same goddamn thing. So I've had bugs with him, but nothing about a door. Nothing about a door. Owl of War, pretty decent, but I really like what we have. In particular, I like that the double crossbow-matic Trail of Flames oil means we have the burning oil synergy built in. Of course, we're not quite building into that right now. Well, you know what? We could go barnacle trap replacement then. The Great Owl would do a lot of damage. Yeah, see, now I want to go for the Great Owl because we're late enough in the game where we're confident in our abilities, we're familiar and comfortable with the run, and when we get to the boss fight, we're going to want that burning oil synergy, which already exists on the Owl, and we're going to want to burst down the boss quickly. So I think the Great Owl is a good replacement for the barnacle trap now. And we're also cursed, so the Great Owl can protect us a little bit. Very good at taking care of the birds, too. Never mind. There's the other problem with the owl, by the way. You effing owl, you piece of garbage. I was giving you credit, too. I was like, that owl, he's so good. And what do? You make me into a liar. That's what you do. You know, at this point, we are pretty much one-shotting these guys. You know what? I'll fight you outside of the door. I'll do that. He's gonna teleport to me, and then we can just do this. Very nice. Also, it freezes the giant frozen statue man, which is really nice. Owl is short-sighted. Oiled sword. Victims spread oil, double damage on burning oil. Dude, I don't know. That's not even like nearly as much damage as the Nerves of Steel, but it is kind of interesting. Explosive decoy, legendary. Increases your movement speed for 5 seconds after killing an enemy. Explodes upon a reactivation. Oh, that's how you use it. And then magnetic grenade explodes again after a brief moment, more damage on burning oil, but the damage is so goddamn bad. Thank you. I don't know what I would want here. The oiled sword is tempting just because if we're going burning oil, then it's crits on burn, and then it's easy to get the burn. So we can enable those crits just immediately. You know, if there's a new Firebrand or Nerves, that would be kind of nice. There's a Yumi. We've got the Medusa head though, so I don't think we need to buy the Yumi. Is your 3-shot bow, I think. Okay. Oh, Nerves doesn't pierce right now because I re-rolled it, that's right. Whoa. What a strange little hop I did. There's nothing here. It's just enemies. All right. I'm still debating it internally. I mean, if I could re-roll nerves again to have double damage burning oil, that would be incredible, but we could just roll the oiled sword and build into that, and then we would have an absurd amount of damage. It would apply oil, it would have double damage, and it would get very easy crits. Whoa. Oh, I saw the crystal a little bit too late. That's a legendary, what is it? Legendary banjo! You dick. All right, that's like one of the worst weapons. Well, I will not be taking the banjo. Bwong. It's just so hard to utilize. Bong, 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 bong. Thank you for the you know, random chance at legendary loot. Just, you know, you can keep it. You can keep the game. I'm building up legendary credits for the future when I can, you know, exchange it all in for like a, exchange it in for like a tombstone. Mushroom Boy. I should try Mushroom Boy against Scarecrow and Clock Boss again, because I feel like he would be pretty good. As long as you can get over the whole, you know, he might interrupt the boss attack timing thing. I wonder if he's good at pushing the boss away and keeping the distance up. Whoa, 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 I'm surprised that didn't land. Where are we? There's probably a little left there to explore, still have a little bit left to do. Yeah, I'm very much, I think at this point, thinking about probably just rolling with the sword. What happened to you? Must have lost my owl at some point. How did that happen? That's right, I forgot about the power of just pressing Y and watching everything die. You got hit? Nah, I don't believe that. Not for a second. You lie. You lie. And again, more weapons. Man, I wish I had Wish. I could take a gun. He's got a gun. Dead Cells has a gun. There's a Sonic Carbine. The piercing damage on this is really nice, but not what we're looking for. Shrapnel Axe is double damage on burning oil. Another hyper light sword. Hyper light's a little disappointing. Even legendary. Well, I don't know. Legendary makes it usable, of course, because that double damage is more meaningful, but still is a little disappointing. I think I might just grab the food. Just to get back to full, and then we'll go look at the legendaries one more time. One more time. I can't even remember what the other two were, so they must not have been that good if they weren't worth considering in the moment. Right, magnetic grenade, which sucks, explosive decoy. You know what's interesting about the explosive decoy is back when legendaries scaled with 2 stats, I had an explosive decoy almost one-shot the Hand of the King, and I don't know if that's repeatable in this version of the game. I don't know how much damage this can actually do to a boss like that with a pretty long recharge. It's like a 20-second long recharge. It's not 3 seconds. 3 seconds is when you can actually self-detonate it. But the oiled sword damage is still pretty decent. Spreads the oil, gets the burning oil. Foot, 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 foot. YXX, XXXXXXX. I think I'm just gonna take it. Like, that's really good. That's solid damage. Give it a shot anyways. Everything here is like already dead, so it's not like we're gonna get to see the damage from this thing right now. I mean, Firebrands is killing everything in one shot. I have a sneaking suspicion that there might be a unique enemy over here for us to go fight. Nope. I was thinking maybe there was gonna be an elite. That's okay. Alright, let's go. Oleg says, I hate legendary affixes like increased movement speed. It's not fair to other good legendary affixes. You know, fingers crossed that they keep adding in unique legendary affixes. No, this is not the direction. Made for speedrunners? No, I think it's just because it's hard to create unique affixes for everything. And they've added in a few. You know, every update they get more unique legendaries. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed. By the way, I've realized Tornado breaks projectiles, enemy projectiles. I noticed this when I was watching back the run in which I had Legendary Tornado on the Dracula fight. On phase 1, it just completely wiped his projectiles every time it went back and forth, so that's pretty strong. But I want to see how much HP we get out of this. Less. Because we get less HP, we're not gonna grab. With speed movement, you avoid stuff easier and the rolling gets better. I mean, that's not wrong, but it's more of the case of if you're fighting basic enemies, you're probably getting a movement speed buff frequently because you're killing multiple enemies and you're getting through the level quickly. So you don't need increased movement speed when you kill an enemy affixes. And those don't really do that much on bosses because you're not killing enemies to get the movement speed buff. Some legendaries and some items have, when you crit, you get a movement speed buff, but that's still not good enough. Burning oil, seems okay. We don't have point blank anymore, we have support. That's good. Have you tried throwing a shark into the tornado? I have, Sunday. I just don't know when you would do that because the shark is survival and the tornado is tactics, so. It's a unique little Easter egg. And it's kind of like a little worthless Easter egg. Not worthless, but not worth much. I wasn't even using my my burning oil on that one. You know, we should have considered that amulet because the current one that we have has I'm starting to notice the problem here. The current amulet we have is where am I? 2 of one stat, but having 1 of one stat and then 1 of another stat might be worth a little bit more. So I'm starting to notice the problem here, which is that whenever I try to light enemies on fire and then hit them with the sword, they're getting knocked back by the Medusa head, so I'm not able to actually hit them with the sword. So what I think I need to do is get rid of what's in my backpack. It was good when I was relying on the bow, because I don't care if the enemy is next to me, but I really can't have the enemy getting pushed away from me now, so I do think we gotta think about fixing that. Why are the enemies burning? Is it the Great Owl making it so that they burn on death? Yes. Gotta hit someone. I was thinking maybe it was the sword because the sword was on fire, but I don't think that's the case. Also, there went my owl. Gotta remember to keep reactivating the owl every time he goes away. There's also the balancing aspect of legendary fixes too. Feel like the devs do not want to go back to legendaries being as powerful when they scaled with 2 stats. I mean, I think that's true, but it's not like they're gonna make a legendary that's like, this thing has quadruple damage with no downside. Wink, wink. It's more like coming up with the ideas for unique legendaries is a little bit of a hassle. So they reused some of the old good affixes, well, in theory. Good enough. Anything here to replace this turret with? I still like it because of the flames. Maybe we'll stick with it. Yeah, the freezes enemies. That dang old head. At least when it pushes enemies away, they're frozen. They're turned to stone. So it's not like a huge loss. HP is 6,400, 6,100. But it lowers the damage we take by 5%, so it's probably worth it. No! I made it! We're not gonna make it. He made it. Pretty sure it's an Easter egg and not practical. I wonder how much damage it actually does with the sharks. That's the thing. Is that I've seen it now, but is that like a viable build? Can you build around Sharknado? One day I'll discover that. Hold on, I need a drink. Oh, God. Okay. The sword's only doing 10,000 damage a hit. That's not that good. But I am curious if this can be enough damage to kill the boss. Because I would very much like to never have to actually engage with him. I would like to just have the owl and the turret kill him. I don't know if I'm quite at that level of damage. I think we're gonna have to do some work. Oh no, I'm gonna have to actually work for my kill. Oh no. Wah. Dude, boomerang over Medusa's head might actually be pretty decent here. Because if we're not really enjoying the Medusa head knocking things away, this is now a level 13 boomerang. It's pretty good. I will accept that. Dun, dun, dun. Maybe we should have grabbed a wish. Could have wished something into existence, like a boomerang. 2 boomerangs would have been sick. See, now it did 20,000. Oh, because they were on fire and it was burning oil synergy. No duh. Medusa is very strong on BP. The oil spill? I'll get you later. Oh, in the backpack. It is, but again, because I'm doing melee, the knockback is very annoying. It's not that bad because the enemies are still stunned, but I gotta chase them down in order to kill them. All right, we are done with the floor. Let me just double check, because sometimes you do miss stuff when you fall. There was a skill shop with nothing that I wanted. We're stuck with the weapons that we have. So we're gonna take our money, we're gonna re-roll some mutations and hope for the best. No, sorry, not mutations, affixes. I would like the boomerang to have, I think, burning oil damage. And, I mean, in theory, we could roll the crossbow into burning oil damage as well. We don't need it to have flames, because we have firebrands, if I remember to use firebrands. Start with the boomerang. There you go. It's super cheap, you know. I'll do it. It got really expensive really fast, though, on the rerolls. This was not worth it. So we're just gonna let it sit there now. That was not worth it. That was so expensive. I feel like it's a pretty common affix to get, the double damage on burning oil. Would have expected it to show up. Gosh darn it! All right. Right. Look at it go. It knows what to do. What? Dude, that was an exceptional fight, except for that one hit I took. That was really good. I don't know why I got hit at the beginning there. Dun, 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 dun. This is when it would be really nice to have a, like, controller camera or one of those on-screen displays where you can see my button inputs, so someone can say, ah, your finger slipped and you hit the right trigger when you were trying to dodge roll and it canceled your dodge roll or something. But that was an exceptional fight. That was so good. Even though I got hit, I'm proud of that fight, because normally I have a really hard time hitting this boss and the queen fight. So that was really nice. And you wanna know something? I actually think that maybe that would have been even better with kill rhythm. Actually, that's probably why I took damage. It's because I did the secondary attack and I was stuck in for like a brief millisecond. But kill rhythm might enable that YX combo to work a little bit more quickly. That was a great fight. I think we should go full path Astrolabe. The game wants me to go to the castle anyways. Support is just good for bosses. I mean, it is. Funnily enough, support is actually pretty good off color as well. Oh, that's what I'm missing. Missing the owl. Because that support damage, it's pretty strong, all things considered, with NPR. I don't know why the boomerang can hit him when he's spinning when a lot of items can't. Ba-da-da-da-da. There's a few items like that in the game, or mutations like that, where they're just good off color. And that's a solid one. We could also roll Money Shooter at this point and just roll infinite money into boss fights, which would be really funny. It's like the boomerang goes around enemy immunities when they're in the middle of their attacks or something. Very strange. Let's do it. Really? Nothing down this hallway? Hey. Good job, Owl. Just keep hitting. Yeah, it's pretty good. I guess even point blank is pretty good off color because the damage is, well, pretty solid. The boomerang didn't come back. It got stuck on another enemy. Should have seen that one coming. Money Shooter in the backpack. Actually, you know, if I was rolling Money Shooter, it would be a primary weapon for the boss fight. Like I would get rid of the sword for it, because the damage would be so gosh darn impressive that the bosses would die faster than they have any right to. Let's get that scroll fragment. There's always one that's like really close to the spike wall. Yeah, Trank, Point Blank, Support, they all have very large damage bonuses by default, even off color. There you go. I don't know how I rolled a crit there. No, I like what we got. Yeah, what was it? Yeah, 30%. It's nice, that's nice. You get him, Owl. Oh, there's a big ol' radish. Well, that was a little scary. He gave himself the shielding crystals, but luckily it didn't matter. I feel like on this run we've also had a lot of opportunities to take tactics out of dual color scrolls, so our damage is pretty high. Key to the castle. Love. Oh, what the heck? Excuse me, I'm just tying my shoe. There we go. I tripped on the spike ball. How embarrassing. Must have happened somewhere between the last elite and this one. We could like turn this into a Nike advertisement or a Reebok or something. Get out of here. Five and 5. I'd say that's pretty standard. Oh, we haven't even gotten mapping yet, Jesus. Sometimes I get mapping before I even go through one door. This floor is very inconsistent like that. It's not bad, it's just kind of worth mentioning, I think. It's shrapnel axe. Dude, you don't often find self-synergies like this. Victims release a toxic cloud and then plus damage on poison targets. I mean, it's really good if we were still in poison territory, but we have transitioned into burn territory. Otherwise, this would be fantastic, because that is so good. You immediately get plus 80% damage after one hit. Man. Like, I want it, but also, it's not good. It's not good for my build right now, but I still am like, okay, put the firebrand in the backpack and you can take this, but we don't need it. That is solid, though. That is good. Silvito MM asks, hey Abe, have you gotten all of the achievements? I have. The only thing I have not done in Dead Cells is I have not completed all of the flawlesses in Boss Rush. Because those are really goddamn hard. The enhanced bosses are freaking difficult. This is better. Because the self-synergy is burning oil, not just burning. Or not just oil. Probably as good as shrapnel axes can be. I've had some good shrapnel runs recently too. I know it was asked, any items that you are learning to like, Abe? Yeah, shrapnel axes, that's one. Damage is actually not half bad. It's not like we're rolling gastronomy. I've been rolling things that are not gastronomy lately, but it's not like I have ventured beyond support and acrobat pack. Still rolling those frequently enough. The animation for shrapnel axe is amongst the best in the game, says Hank Babb. It's all right. I mean, you got to admit though, the Panchaku animation's really fun. It's a freaking 15-hit combo. Every part of that combo has a smooth and fluid animation. I did it with throwing objects, now it's even harder because I added Dracula. You did the boss rush with throwable objects? How does that work? There's nothing to recharge your throwing things. Infinite ammo. On custom. That doesn't stop you from getting the flawlesses? Oh, that's weird. I would have thought that to be the case. Also, that's very cheating. It is hard. It is a very difficult achievement to get. There's nothing left to fight, and we've already done... Ooh, barnacle trap. We've already done the mimic, so we can grab the food on the way out. It's not an achievement, just an outfit. That's a very good point. Yeah, infinite ammo would stop you from getting achievements, but I guess not blueprints. Good point. Random skills. I would like to replace the double crossbow-matic. It's too expensive to reroll. You know what? There's a barnacle trap, but we don't have any, like, poison synergies anymore. Well, maybe. Unless the barnacle trap has more damage on burning. Flamethrower turret does have more damage on poison with itself, but nah. Wings of the Crow. Possible good cheese strat right there. Wolf Trap. Not that good for this fight because the dude, the hand, is very resistant to the rooting effect. It only affects him momentarily. Careful. Go the shortcut. I don't know if the parry gives you back throwable objects. I don't think so. It's not like, you know, arrows coming off of enemies or anything like that. It's its own unique ammunition. 130,000 DPS. But it doesn't hit that often. Barnacle Trap does 26,000. It's virtually the same damage, but if we can grab burning oil with cheap rerolls, it would be worth more. So I'm gonna take it. Okay. Oh, right. Wait, we didn't get to 60? Boo, boo, I needed that money. All right, so everything has double damage and burning oil except for that barnacle trap. Generates a toxic cloud plus damage against poison targets, so we can generate its own poison synergy. It's pretty, and it also generates its own crits off of that. I don't know, that's very tempting. You know, I think that's acceptable. I think that's acceptable. All right, let's do it. Ha. Dun, dun, dun. You know, the other reason why I like support over Point Blank or Tranquility is that it's independent of range. It just gets used whenever. LT, LT, RT, Y, roll, attack. Solid damage. You've got to go first. He's dead. He decided to summon something instead of attacking me. Very nice. Also the first flawless of the run, very nice. Let's see what we get. As I take a drink. Ah, good stuff. Ah! You're kidding me. Tombstone. I mean, the funny thing is, the damage is incredible. If we give this thing double damage on burning oil, it does more damage than the oiled sword. We still have the fire, we still have the oil generation. So, actually, we only have oil generation on the owl and the sword. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna see about what we can reroll with the tombstone. And depending on what we get, we might take this or the sword. Because the oiled sword has been very nice, and it's a new item. Well, not a new item, but I haven't really used oil sword much. I use the tombstone all the time. Okay, it has more damage on burning oil and plus 20% damage. That's pretty good. So it'll synergize with the barnacle trap. That's pretty good. It doesn't fire anything either, like no arrows, so the tombstone should get the kills. Ah, dude, I don't know. It's a different tombstone every attack combo, I'm realizing. This one has a cross on it. This one is flat. This one is also flat. This one is also flat. This one has a cross on it. And then there was a third one I saw too that had like a little onk on it. Yeah, like this one here. Big cross. That's funny. I mean, like, Jude. It's tough because I really want to use like an oiled sword. It's a fun weapon. But we can roll this without the legendary effect on another run, because the legendary effect is not amazing. It's actually pretty nice because keeping the oil on the ground is gonna keep the fire going. The fire is gonna continuously rage. Hold on, does Boomerang apply oil? It does! We do have something else that applies oil. Oh, yeah, then we don't need this. Okay, I'll do it. We've gone through a lot of items on this run. We started off with the crossbow, then added nerves of steel, then we used oiled sword, now we're using a tombstone. We're keeping ourselves limber. I do wish that had showed up earlier though. All right. Guess the, not problem, but we need to be a little bit careful about ensuring that we're getting the kill with the tombstone. Otherwise, what are we doing with our time? There we go. Yes, keep it going. Keep the combo going? Not quite. Still kill him in one shot. Hey, finally! A slightly better amulet. It gives us more points It doesn't cost us that much in the way of HP, but it does cost us the extra jump. And dude, I like the extra jump on the amulet. I don't know if I want to get rid of it. Last time I got rid of the extra jump, I turned out to regret it. Can I leave? Yes, yes, the combo. Let's get this unlocked. Random skills. It's gonna be level 12, so maybe we want to get like another owl here. Also, there was a weapon down here. Is this legendary? No, it's just, it is what it is. Snake fangs. And a trap? What is happening? There's so much equipment on the ground. Must have been a lot of enemies dying I wasn't aware of. Part of Bob Rich, welcome, and Harrison. Hello, what's going on? Oh, yeah. That's a lot of bonus damage. Even though it doesn't have the plus damage on poison targets, we should be able to re-roll it into either that or burn. And for 3 level increase, I will take it, and then maybe look for another owl. It's another barnacle trap, but we don't need a second one. And Crispy, welcome. Hello, Crispy. Delicious. Get the key. This is a solid run. I feel good about this run. It's been fun too, lots of different equipment that has been worth like cycling back and forth through. What? How did that miss? You should be dead. I thought my owl was shooting something. It was just the falling stars. Stars. Sorry, falling stars. Guess we're going up. So we're still going up. Combo? No combo, unfortunately. No, no combo. Ooh, combo? Go inside! It went inside! We at least pulled the elite out. That's pretty nice. Oh, reveal secret walls. Technically we don't need that, but it's a good amulet again, except it just doesn't have the extra jump on it. I'm gonna be thinking about what to take as far as amulets go. Because extra stats are useful, of course. And this is a 2-2, but again, no extra jumps. I'm probably thinking about the extra jumps a little bit too much. You know, against this boss, you don't really need the extra jumps. This is not a jumping boss. There's only a couple of attacks that really you need to jump at all with. Having extra jumps, I guess, is not a bad thing, but it's not like super necessary. Of course, I'm thinking of the, oh, I forgot about that. Oh, my owl went away. I always forget about that. I hate the owl, man. Well, I like the owl. I just hate that he goes away all the time because I take too much damage. All right. I forget, can you roll through that? I've definitely forgotten. Yeah, so what do we, there we go. What do we want? Extra jumps? I think I'd rather have more tactics. So I'm gonna go grab that amulet down here. I guess we can just go through the door. Same amount of HP, 15% more damage. That's solid. I can accept that. Hold on, how do we get out of here now? Go. Should recycle it. It is like $1,000. I don't know if we're gonna, no, we are gonna re-roll a little bit. We're not even done with the malaise? That's funny. We're gonna probably re-roll this barnacle trap a little bit. Wow, we don't even have mapping. Oh, because there's a whole nother area left to explore. Oh yeah. There's a chest down here. Hopefully it's not cursed. I actually saw the reveal secret wall shimmer. That'll clear the malaise. They're still dying, by the way. We'll buy food before we leave. I don't mind that. Although really, I should have just saved the good food that was in the area. Actually, you know what? We can pick up both of the food. We don't have to actually buy anymore. There's a clean food and a spoiled food somewhere. Feels to me like on this floor, you tend to get 3 food drops, and I don't know if that's actually true, but it feels like there's a bonus food drop in that tower. I'm always finding more food than I need on this floor. Which makes me wonder if re-rolling for gastronomy before the boss is something you should do on any color, because if there's 3 food drops, that's gotta be worth like 60%. I'm gonna go around. Really? All right, fine. I'll go the long way around. It is a bit of a long way around, actually. Jesus. Okay. We're out. Let us re-roll this barnacle trap and see where it takes us. Because we have poison and burning oil damage. The boomerang does oil, the tombstone applies poison, and of course Firebrand will apply the fire. So we've got everything, we've got it all. There's a giant comb, rebound stone, and a powerful grenade. Absolutely not. And 40,000 to do rerolls with. So this I like. Firebrand's is old, but it's the only thing that applies fire. Barnacle trap. Covers the ground with oil that burns when destroyed and plus damage on poison is acceptable. A little bit easier oil application on the ground to keep things burning. I like it. You gotta destroy the trap before it actually does it, but I think that's still pretty good. Well, 3,000 to reroll. We might be able to reroll it 5 or 6 times. There you go, plus burning and poison damage. I assume plus damage on burning applies even when they're burning oil. But that is an assumption. You know, I don't think they're mutually exclusive. If something has oil, I don't think the game is gonna say, oh, but they're not burning, they're burning with oil. We can't give you a damage bonus on that, are you crazy? That doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? They're still burning. Such a janky animation on the player. Blah, 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 blah. All right. Wow! Don't normally get the dodge on that correct. Next. And he's dead. That was a flawless too. We killed him very quickly, but that's what we were hoping for. Nice. Fun run. I enjoyed that one. Without me, you're nothing. Mommy. We went through some pretty good weapons. I wonder how this would have played out with the oiled sword. It is definitely faster than the tombstone, and the high damage value of the tombstone, the high DPS, does assume you're getting all 3 hits in the combo, and that 3rd hit is the one that does the most damage. So if I am only hitting once, and then rolling, and then hitting once, and then rolling, we're not getting the maximum DPS value, but it's still good enough with the traps and the fire and everything. The owl. It was a solid run and a solid performance. Didn't flawless all the bosses, but we never have to. And again, I felt very, very good about the Scarecrow fight at the very least. For now, for those of you on YouTube, thank you very much for watching. Like the video if you've enjoyed it, subscribe for more. Check me out on Twitch for when I go live. Support the channel at any of the links below in the video description, and I hope to see you here again for the next run of Dead Cells.